Well, there it is. Betty White has officially got some bit of kit on her. So let me hop in the truck and we will talk about it. All right, there you seen it. The cheapest brush guard, deer guard, whatever you want to call it. I got some names for it. We'll go over here in a minute. But, I decided really to focus on getting one of these. I probably should have got it last fall, because deer rut, when the most deers get hit is like October, November, December, that time frame in there. But I also didn't want to overpay. I'm cheap. So, but I really focused on getting one because of just the equipment shortages and the parts shortages we're having in the country right now. I just felt like it was time to hurry up and get one put on there because, if you hit a deer, it's typically not a cheap deal. Average deer impact, slash, big animal impact is going to be like, on the low end, I think if you get out under like, 5,000, you've done amazing. But the people I know and personally have talked to, it totaled one guy's truck that I talked to. And then I know another guy that they wanted to total his truck over a deer hit, but he got them to fix it instead because he wanted to keep the truck. But, you're talking like, most of the time you're talking in that like $10,000 to $15,000 range. It's amazing the price of what, knocking a radiator and, charge air cooler and stuff like that is. So I really wanted to get something to protect all that. It doesn't take much, in the front there. Now, if you run, areas where there's elk and moose, you want to get something bigger than what I got. But for mostly where I run, we're looking at deer and creatures like that. So I ended up giving $500 installed for that. It is used. It's not a new one. I hate paying retail on stuff. Now, from what I've seen, you can get them like that with the hardware from like low end, like $700, and you install it. Now to get like an X guard, a little bit higher quality one, they start around like $1,100. So I felt like $500 installed was pretty good. The guy came out, put it on, and it didn't take hardly any time. I mean, it's two lag bolts. They basically connect where your tow hooks go in. It's two lag bolts that go through there to connect everything. I don't know. It's pretty simple. You pull the two pins up, it folds down to open your hood. I'm pretty happy I got it. I'm really happy I got it at that price. It does have that one ding in it there right in the top, but let's face it, I didn't buy it to look pretty. I bought it to protect the front of my truck in case I hit a deer. That's all I wanted it for. So the $500, I was very happy with that. Because I was looking at them in like the $1,000 range for a similar one. So, for it to have some dings and scratches, I don't care. I'll take the half price. $500 in my pocket. Just, basically how I ended up with this one is I bought this one off of a junkyard that had been, they brought in a truck that just like mine, almost identical to mine, that had been T-boned in the side. And when I seen that, I was like, hey, I kind of been needing a deer guard. So I went in, talked to them about it, and they were like, yeah, we take that off of that one, put it on yours for $500. I said, let's get that done. How soon can we get that done? So here we are. Save myself some money. I recommend, even if I had to pay the retail, the $700 to $1,000, I still would do it. Like I said, one impact. You save yourself one impact. And I've had that on the front of the truck for about 2 weeks now. I have not noticed any dip in fuel economy on that. Let's face it, it's not that big, and it's all rounded tubing, so it's really not that harsh on, cutting through the wind. I've actually seen some pretty good fuel numbers with it on there since I've had it, so I don't attribute any fuel gain to it, but I don't really see a whole lot of loss to it either. So for you guys that worry about that, I wouldn't worry about that. I think that thing weighs about, it's pretty damn heavy. I got to be honest, it's pretty damn heavy. When they took it off the other truck, I thought it was like liftable. The thing's pretty damn heavy. I had them go get the Bobcat, bring it over with the Bobcat. They put it on. They did it all. It was good. I'm happy with it. I think it was probably the cheapest one I could get installed, so that's why it's the cheapest one in the country. Now let's go over, what do you guys call these things? Because I know when you search for them on the interwebs, you know, they're called everything. Deer guards, brush guards, whatever. I've got some names for what I've called them here. Would you call it a Bambi bouncer? Maybe a Bambi bouncer? How about a caribou creamer? For you guys that live up in the Minnesota area, you know what I'm talking about. They don't really have that many Starbucks in Minnesota. They got more of the caribou coffee, so the caribou creamer, come on. What about the camel crusher? You know, you never know. I mean, a camel could get out of a zoo or something, you know. What about a ram rammer? A ram rammer when you're out west. What about a Rudolph reamer? That thing looks like a Rudolph reamer to me. A bulldozer, a fawn flipper, a moose mower, a big buck bucker, a sheep squirter, a livestock eliminator, a moose knuckler. How about a doggy devastator? A cow catcher, a woofer. And my personal favorite, if you're running in bear country, it's a Bear Grylls. Is it not? Is it not a Bear Grylls? So I don't know. You know me, I like to be a little stupid in my videos. But anyway, that's the story of how it all went down. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you could hit that like button for me, join me for a live show. They are really good, I think. Come check it out. Lots of stuff down in that description down there below. You know, all kinds of stuff to click down there. Check that description before you head out. Thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate all my new subscribers and my old subscribers. Later.